Hey everyone, your girl is here, so coming to you guys today. Oh god, I have my, there we go, I have it right now. So coming to you guys today, I don't know how familiar this looks, but I know the swimming hole down here will look very familiar. I honestly believe it was actually right after my Night Nation run last year. I parked my car way back there. I know exactly where I need to go. I am here. It is now 11:15, a little bit later than what I wanted, but I was able to make my phone calls today. And, you know, he's gonna get those in, email format. So, yeah, it'll be nice. It took me a while, but I was able to finally get all the information and give the people, his email. It was also nice because the post office decided that they would send him, like a 911 registry. So if I ever need to call 911, they'll actually know, right, that it's an address. Obviously, that's one of the very first things, probably. Duh, right? That's one of the very first things that happen when a new address is made. So I did also go to the bathroom too. On my way here, I stopped at the last gas station. I have on a pad today just because of the extra time. I had about 3 full gallons, so I have a bigger daily occurrence, so like a daily liner. It's not a liner, it's actually the number 2 pad by Always, with the wings to keep everything in place, so you can't really see anything here. I keep my shirt up, but you can actually see the pad through there. Wait, maybe not at that angle. Let's try this. Yeah, you can see the pad through there, and then it, yep, there's one, there's the other. Yeah, it grips it pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Anyhow, guys, I want to try a new trail, like I said, so we'll try this one. So here we go, guys. We'll try a nice new little trail this time. Last night, I know I said I would get into my additions, so I will. Last night, obviously, I might actually not choose this trail just because it's so, I'll see here. I'll walk it a couple minutes. So last night, getting into my additions, I did watch Hannah Alonso. I haven't watched her at all this year, and she has a good of like influencers changing. The one, no longer gets any revenue. I forget her name, and I don't even remember. Yeah, guys, I probably won't choose this trail. I'll get down to those purple like leaves and the tree on its side. But, it's a little bit moist through here. Yeah, I'm not even going to actually go down that far, guys. We're not going to choose this trail, guys. And then, her Christmas decorations, they were reasonable at first, so people could kind of relate to that stuff. But then after that, she went down to like a mansion in Texas. And she started losing big time her, fan base and all of that. And now she's really, really big on Instagram, just sending links. And that's how she gets her content. So, and I didn't really understand the 9 to 5 guy. He got a little bit, bummed after about 700 days of showing like 8 o'clock he's in the office, 8:03, right, he did like really, in depth, right? It was like 8:03. You know, I've set my binky, right? No, he doesn't have a binky. Hey, he might have a binky like me. So I set my binky down there. And then, you know, I'm getting out my computer for the day. So stuff like that. I didn't really understand, you know, his change whenever he's talking about a new 9 to 5. Because, like, he kind of got tired, he said, after 700 days of, you know, doing full-time work and vlogging and all of that. So, obviously, again, I don't have that issue. I definitely love vlogging and can, you know, keep everything, you know, up to date and find good balances and stuff. And then the last girl was a boob job that she kept preaching body positivity with her flat chest, you know, and then she got a boob job, and it's been like 3 months now and people haven't let it go. It's like, what the heck, right? So that was kind of fun. Last night I did just start listening to it though, towards the end. So then, you know, she made a video and was like, I'm sorry, you know, for all the, you know, mishap, right? I understand you guys kind of relate to me at a personal level, and stuff like that. So, that's obviously there, and I kind of do my own body positivity too. You know, like I said, with, you know, certain, things for buffier majors, right? Like, everybody knows, right? Little some babe, right? So it's like, you know, I obviously kind of, you know, talk that too, and share how, you know, not everything like that, you know, is, you know, so to say bigger, right, on the outside. Again, it's not really my job to ask how many of my followers also, you know, have followed her for just a month to see, or constantly follow her like me. That's not what I ask on my page. That is also not practicing what I preach of, you know, just silly, unnecessary knowledge, information. And I've already shared that multiple times, what that all entails. So, obviously, you know, certain, you know, colors with the bottoms to accentuate things. Obviously, you guys can see my bottoms now, obviously, like I just shared. So, my bottoms now are a good example of, you know, depending on what's all going on, you know, you can have it be like a completely flat, but you can tell that, you know, the normal silhouette and all of that is underneath there, and, you know, just all sorts of other stuff. Yeah, so, and how it can look like you have that, but then also is like kind of like a teardrop, you know, for, you know, the middle and then the very bottom, like I said, with the landing strips and stuff. So I kind of related to that because I do body positivity everywhere, right? Like I shared, you know, like it's normal. And then obviously last year I put on those, you know, fingernail remover pads. You put your fingernail remover polish on. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want that, but that's very normal. Same with one side, different than the other. Most of the time, so that very rarely happens. So really wonder how far out here this trail goes, guys. You know, if I would have known the sun was gonna come out in a way, it's a good thing, because if I would have been here an hour earlier, you know, it would have been all cloudy. But now the sun is finally breaking, guys. Perfect. And track up the mountain Tuesday. And like I said, I'll go back through my photos. I only saved the picture last year from when I reached, or I'm sorry, when I went, you know, swimming afterwards after this. I probably should have brought my bottoms too, but I just have on my orange top underneath this. You guys can obviously see the ruffles. But, you know, I didn't really want to go swimming today because, you know, they have, where they have their like yellow, like buoy ball things in the rope. So where they have that is right in line with the top, guys. Oh, look. Okay. I like this. So what they have on the top, or I'm sorry, once you go out to pretty much the very edge, you know, for me, I was only like at my boobs at that point. So it's like the very end of where they, you know, have things for, you know, do and do not cross, you know, for, or recommended, I guess it is, really, if there's not a lifeguard there, you know, like the recommended. So where they had theirs is, you know, just as tall as I can. So, I mean, it is nice, you know, to get soaked off and cooled down, but it's not really, you know, my cup of tea. So here is, looks like a cell phone booster, guys. Cell phone tower booster. Yep, that's what this is, guys. And that's what you need. They actually have these going up the road to the pool where I tried to do my copycat photo. Well, it looks like we're going to have a nice lookout, guys. Oh! And last night when I was going through, too, just seeing how close far it is now. You know, my last location, it was like almost an hour and a half over here. Today, it was right around 40 to 50. I'm not really going to directly say. So they have 2 security cameras, it looks like, way up there. You know, I always wondered, like, what is the really exact purpose of those? Because, you know, network operations. Well, we know that this is definitely real, though. But seriously, where's the... That is so weird, guys. Especially when it comes to, like, cell phone stuff. Like, you would think they would, you know, have, like, a registry. You know... Oh, my gosh! The heck is that, guys? Was that, like, a dove or something? I have to rewatch the film. Alright, let's try to get to a place. I should watch out now for snakes. But, let me finish my statement, though. Obviously there was, I'm sorry, yeah. So there was a guy in Florida who made a video from the lookout. And also, you know, it's like, you know, especially at, like, the very top of high-rises, it's like, you know, how much really can you, you know, see, you know, and, like, get a feel for what is, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain things, once you zoom in so much, it's not, you know, it just gets blurry, right? Obviously, you know, I'm trying to think. I know I've shared that a couple times with a couple photos on my, I don't really remember, honestly, but I know I shared that once or twice, and it's like, yeah, you can screenshot and then zoom in again, but, you know, at that point, it's just so blurry. So, actually, yes, I do know what it was. And I guess I can maybe post the photos. So last year, you know, at one of my volleyball games, and this kind of goes off like you have more going for you, because there's always bound to be at least one person, right, who, you know, says, you know, you're being sexual and all that stuff, right? So, last year, at one of my volleyball games, before, you know, getting, you know, like warm-ups, and I'm not gonna really give anything else other than, you know, again, nothing. Like, I'm not gonna say, because I attended multiple games last year, so it's like, and now that I've attended all of them, like, there's no way to throw a twist, right? It's not like I took the picture at my second, game, right? And then it was actually my third, but I didn't give any inkling, right, in my second game that something like that had happened and made a reference and an addition. So I guess I can share the photos. I mean, I don't see why not. So anyhow, like I said though, I obviously was halfway up. You know, I don't go for, you know, what some people, you know, whether it's joking around with people or serious, you know, whatever. You know, I don't go for that reason. I go to enjoy the game. But it was crazy though, because I was like, there's no way that's what I'm seeing down there. Like, that's crazy. So I, got my phone out. Obviously, again, only one time zoom. So it's not like I'm starting with threes, right? And then I'm zooming in as far as it'll go and then screenshotting and going again, right? Then you definitely have something against you if a person, you know, says, you're being sexual and a perv and stuff like that. So, and then, you know, later on, because it was like, even I could see it with my own two eyes. And it's like, holy cow, there's no way that's what's going on at all. So obviously then I think later on, one of her teammates had a conversation with her and was like, hey, I know that, there's plenty of combos, right, that could cause that, to be looking like that, but just because there's plenty of combos, it doesn't mean that we can just kind of, not do, the danger pose check from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I can post those here. But it's like, really, like, what is the purpose then? Or I guess I would just post them at the end, honestly. Because that's what I had to do. I had to, go in, and then I had to screenshot what I was already zoomed in on and go again, because to actually see, right? So it's like, if I would have started at 3 times, then it probably would have been much more clear at that point. And then again, that's definitely something where, that would be on the person taking the photos, right? Because they don't have much going for them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because again, there's always people who are going to say you're, so you have more to, if you really want to. Some people just don't even bother responding, and talking like that. So you guys get the point. So yeah, I guess I will post those photos at the end, but it was just like, there's no way. So it's like, yeah, like, what would you really be able to see? Like, let's say, like, there was a car accident, like, you probably could tell the color of the car, but you probably couldn't even tell, like, other vital, crucial information, so I don't know, but it's definitely one of those things. So, and also, there is, when I'm sharing that, it's also very vague, right? Because we don't know if they're not on the team anymore. We don't know, a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like, you don't know the hair color, you don't know pretty much anything. So it could literally be anyone, right, on the team. And again, just because, that's what it looks like. I mean, I can think of at least 4 different combos. I might post them at the end, but Alright, let's move on from that topic. Or I might post them in the description. I'm not really sure, honestly. But, you know, it's just like, yeah, someone probably said woman to woman here. Like, you got a lot going on. You know, just because there are plenty of combos for really much anything you would see, you know, it doesn't mean that we can just not check, right? And make sure we're good down there, right? From time to time. So, anyhow, guys, I guess we'll just keep walking down here. I probably will speed up a little bit just because I'm at 20 minutes now. And 20 minutes that I'm not going to speed up because I was having good talks. I'm in a chipmunk. So I probably might speed up this part once I get out here. So I'll just end this film and then have another clip to add in. And I might, you know, reverse it or something and have the Track Up the Mountain Tuesday first and then the bikini haul, you know, but I'm not really sure. So anyhow, guys, let me go ahead and speed this up. So let me end this film, talk to you guys in just a second. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So I'm walking back, but I wanted to share also too, whenever you would maybe have somebody ask, you know, obviously in that case it wouldn't be, you know, but it's like, you know, if they're trying to make themselves seem perfect when they're not, you could always bring up that you'd be lying, and I know you're lying. I'm not telling you how you feel. I'm just stating facts of, you know, human emotions, right? It's like, I never once have, you know, taken a picture, right? Because, you know, I've been curious about something. It's like, no, you're actually lying. And sometimes, you know, you can also, actually, a lot of times people might do that too, as like an SOS symbol. So like they make people look, so they can, you know, read something on the leg, right? Perhaps it's very, very faint, right? And you snapped a picture just in the right lighting, and it said help, right? Like, I've seen plenty of videos of that where a person goes into the doctors or anywhere, and they have help written on them. It's like a disguised SOS signal. So sometimes, if you don't pretend to be perfect, you can actually, you know, end up helping someone significantly. And there are a handful of instances that you also see that too. So it's like, you know, if they're gonna hate on you while they're pretending to be perfect and they're not, you know, you can always kind of flip that coin. It's like, yeah, maybe, you know, you could have helped somebody or saved somebody's life back then, you know, last month, because they were trying to make people look for a reason, because they had something, you know, written underneath, you know, and perhaps they had on black leggings, so they had it like a dark yellow, you know, like almost kind of like that color, but yellow. So they had that color, and then they had, you know, red written on it. So it appeared maroon, so it was very easy to hide, and nobody knew unless you were, you know, curious, right? So, yeah, that's also another thing that it's like, oh, right, like you didn't see that coming, you know, when you're hating on somebody. And more than likely you could be hating, and it's a very good likelihood that you're hating because you're trying to make yourself seem perfect when you're not, kind of thing. So yeah, I just wanted to also add on that, and I'm actually already back to where I was. I am moving right along. You guys can tell how happy and excited I am just by how fast I'm moving around and getting things done, getting this hike done, getting my job ready. It's gonna be good, guys. So thanks for watching that edition. Now let's get back into speeding up and then the rest of the walk. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So I also wanted to share, I just thought of this too. So it's like you didn't want to ask her, you know, hey, I can't help but notice with you standing in the sun kind of like this, you know, it looks like you have a tattoo, right? And you feel like you would definitely be extremely creepy then, right? But depending on how she was taking that, you kind of pick up on, she would rather you wait to get to know her. But maybe you're visiting, right? Like you're in a staycation, right? So, so you just get too freaking curious, right? And you take a picture as she's walking by. And she actually, her whole like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to tell, was actually fantastically hidden because of how much danger she might have been in, too. So there's also that. So it's like all of these amazing positive things that can happen when people don't pretend to be perfect, kind of thing. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyhow, guys, I'll talk to everyone later. Thanks for watching that edition. Now we can finally, I promise, get into the rest of the hiking. Hey guys, almost back in my car, right around this bend. One more edition, I promise. So she could also have too, just the right amount of tightness on the legs and have a security gap, that, because again, she doesn't want you guys to look right at that. She wants you guys to see, her message. So she could have it kind of tighter, but have it in the front too. So, if a person, right, whether they just do a normal look, right, like we all do, and Taylor Alicio even said, or they do another kind of look, they're not going to see anything that makes them, pleasurable, so to say. So they'll look elsewhere, and then they'll see the glance. But they have it in the front, so her co-workers don't see it on the side, too. Because maybe it's somebody at work, right? Like, she noticed her co-worker has a weapon, right? And he's been saying things that people haven't been taking seriously, right? About maybe making threats about doing something at work. So, that's how they also do it there. So now I can officially back at my car right across from these people who are still here. Holy cow. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. Let's get to my video. Oh, guys, look. Look at all of them. Guys, what the heck? I should have brought my fan. Grr. So anyhow, guys, I finally now got to my nice little walking trail. I like this trail a lot better, guys. Much, much better. So try a new trail, right? So don't, take it the whole distance, right? Like I've, already done this year. So don't take it to a new distance. Just try a new trail Tuesday. I will make sure I crop that out and have that in my little intro. And then at some time this summer, I will have, or start my videos like Michaela, with some like hype up excitement jams, because that's usually how she does hers. So yeah, I have to watch her vlog. I briefly saw it come up yesterday, but she, like in her California one, she was at the, you know, the lookout there. But a lot of times she'll start and she'll like spin around in a dress, and it'll be like a really cool beat and tune. So yeah, so and the Try and Michaela sound Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, I definitely have to watch her video. Speaking of that, I know last Monday, obviously I shared, you know, my additions, and I shared all of the photos. She's definitely one of my favorite YouTubers. We have just the best personality. I don't know if clinging is the right word, but it's not a clash for sure. So it never fails that we have great conversations every now and then. And then obviously, you know, that was also something that Hannah Alonso brought up. It's like, you know, a person starts following you for that reason, but then, you know, when you don't do the content that they want, they can kind of become frustrated. I forget exactly. It was called like a parasocial relationship. So obviously I find a good balance, I would say, with her on that. Like, it's not every single time, you know, I get frustrated and I'm like, we need to just have like, you know, 8 or 9, so like 5 or 6 on each end of us, you know, saying something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I found it was kind of good, because I was like, or I shared, you know, when I had started following her, and then she says, aw, right, and I kind of just left that be, right, like I didn't continue to say, yeah, and this, and this, and this, right, and just carry on the conversation all night. So, yeah, it was like a parasocial relationship or something. So, guys, look how beautiful this is. Oh, guys, look. Oh my god, they tricked me. I was tricked Tuesday. Or Tricky Tuesday. Guys, I don't think I've ever had a Tricky Tuesday until right now. I was literally just here. Oh my gosh. And that's another point to cut out of my film. So make it like 50 seconds in the 50-second range, and then 4 minutes, 50 seconds. Holy cow, guys. Tricky Tuesday, for real. How the heck did they get me? Well, who's they? Well, the people who made these trails. Oh my gosh, guys. Here, I was thinking it was going to go to something big and massive. It just ends up here. I guess we can actually cut out and just kind of see. Alright, let me end this film and then do another speed up film. Alright everyone, your girl is here. So no, there's not really much. I'm gonna have to move along a little bit more. Also, I wanted to share, do you guys see the brown on the trees? That isn't because of the gypsy moths that were through here 2 years ago. It's only because of the cicadas So the cicadas is the reason. And also with it being 11:51 and, you know, me having about 5,000 steps, that'll be good. Because then I can get home and have a big lunch. I didn't bring a lunch with me today. I guess it's not really an excuse, but you could say too cool of an excuse to not pack a lunch Tuesday. Because yesterday when I got on my tooth, obviously, you know, they you know, they said wait 24 hours. So if it only took me, like I said, between 40 and 50 minutes to get home, I could even leave here at 1. And then I still have 2 eggs because my gram made us 6 eggs the night that we had the salads. Actually, she made them in the early morning. And I, you know, was the person to time 30 minutes once they come to a boil. And then, obviously, you know, you dip them in the cold water and you peel them. And I obviously helped her peel 3 of them. So I'll just have like an egg salad when I get home. And also, speaking of yesterday, I didn't get my corn, but I'm definitely going to get the corn today. I didn't get the corn because it was raining so bad, guys. Like, I almost like hydroplaned. Like, the roads couldn't even keep up with it. And last night, I was actually kind of surprised. But, you know, the current news that I currently have now, you know, since I had to change when I left my county, but they said that, and I never even heard it be called that, and it's like, why don't you just say Williamsport, you know, because obviously the news network that I get now is out of Altoona. So it's like, do you know how foreign that is going to be to so many of your viewers, right? And it was like Lungsville or something. Like, it's just beyond Hughesville, which everybody in my area, my old area, my original area would know that that's like just outside of Williamsport, right? So just say Williamsport area. Because then I looked at it and it was only 30 miles from Williamsport. So it's just like, instead of confusing all of your people, you know, just say, you know, it's kind of like I said with, you know, the, you know, beginners, right? Or I'm sorry, travelers, right? And I have already kind of spoken about travelers. So Travelers Tuesday too. Maybe too many tea combos again, guys. Anyhow, you know, it's like, you know, KISS 1027 has Susquehanna Valley, you know, with their, you know, so it's like, okay, so there's WGAL and like York, Lancaster, Lebanon, you know, Harrisburg, right, Pennsylvania's hub, right? So is that the Susquehanna Valley, or is even above central Pennsylvania, right? Because if you want to talk about north and south, you know, so that's obviously above even central PA. So it's like, well, what is Susquehanna Valley, you know, for like a traveler coming through here? It's like, oh, I'm from Ohio. Can you tell me where the Susquehanna Valley is? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. So it could be a little confusing, you know, too, for travelers. So definitely a Traveler Tuesday. But anyhow, guys, they got like 6.2 inches. Insane. And I was obviously not that far, because if you're talking rain, right? Rain is a cosmic scale. So here comes the cosmic scales again. Yeah, so rain is a cosmic scale, and on a cosmic scale, I really wasn't that far from there yesterday. Alright guys, so now that I finished that, I'm going to end another film here. This is too good of my skills, and then I'm going to speed this part up again. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So now here I am. I guess I could just make this a total time Tuesday too. Because here I am, you know, at my lookout. Oh, look at that guy. Look. I could just make this a total time Tuesday. That last walk was about 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Ah. There you go. There we go, guys. That was nice. Holy cow. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, I could make this a total time Tuesday because I just shared my total time. And I could do that on each of the walking videos. So I think this might be a track up the mountain with too many tea combos Tuesday. Too many tea combos. I love it, guys. So I guess while I'm at it, I might as well just walk the rest of the way down here. Because I've only done about 2 miles. So it'll take me about 40 minutes to get back to my car. Yeah, and my gram wanted to leave right around 2:30. Obviously, her and I are going to the DMV together. So, you know, yeah. We'll take a walk down here and see. I definitely like the weekdays a lot. And that's why, you know, a lot of employers like how, you know, flexible I am on working the weekends. Because, you know, right, like a lot of people, right, like they like to take their family out on the weekends. And that's why the weekends are such a busy time. And I have the end of the week off. So, you know, I get to do my stuff and be, you know, and then it also makes your work week go kind of faster because your first 2 days, right, 2 down, 2 to go, right, kind of like softball talk. 2 down, 2 to go, another tea combo, guys. Anyhow, guys, so once I get into, you know, there, you know, I'm already halfway through my work week, you know, and then, yeah, so, and then you get, depending on what time you leave, you know, you don't have to go to bed right away on your last day, although I usually always do. You know, I usually, oh my god, where is it? Jeez, did you hear it? It's like buzzing all around in me. Gosh, guys, crazy. Yeah, let me check what time it is. Oh my gosh, you watch. Come on. 12:03. Yeah, guys. So I can walk the whole way down here, get back to my car. Finally, the first car, guys, that I've seen. Like I said, that's how it is on the weekends, though. And this won't be that hard of a walk up. Maybe a half a mile incline at the most, which is just a little bit different of a version. Too different of a version of 1,000 steps, guys. Too many tea combos. I love it. Too different of a, yeah, 1,000 step incline Tuesday. While we're tracking up the mountain and we're taking a hike. Oh my gosh, guys, this is great. I'm down to 42 minutes and this film is 4 minutes, so I better hurry up. I think that's what I'll do. Flip it around, do it again. So, and then I'll tell you guys how much the time was once I get down here. Guys, I don't know how well. Yeah, look at how many there is. Holy cow. Alright guys, so instead with this being the case, I will just take a drive to see how many people are swimming Tuesday. And too unprepared to swim yourself, or too many other, you know, things that you need to take care of to swim after, right? Trekking up the mountain Tuesday. So another tea combo, guys. I'm just gonna call this literally Trek Up the Mountain Tuesday with too many teas. Trekking up the mountain and discovering too many tea combos. Yes. There we go, guys. So I will go ahead and end this film, and then once I get back to my car, I will, you know, be able to do this much quicker, and the same with walking back to my car. So I'm gonna end this film, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Hey everyone, your girl is here, down to 29 minutes. You guys can see. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it that well. About 10 other people here, not that many. Oh, better hurry. So it finally flipped around. So I actually am going to go in here and change out my pad, and then I'll be able to head on home. Maybe put on another one then when I officially get home. So anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. That girl's looking at me like I'm crazy. She's like, I've never seen a vlogger before. Alright, so anyhow, let me get my pad wrapper and then go ahead and change it out, and then get to start listening to these videos heading home, and then be on a roll. Curvation, my give are on vacation. Oh my god, guys, that was my jam, guys, going probably from like West Palm Beach down to like Hollywood, and then like Alligator Alley, like my first day there, which was obviously my third day, my bad. And oh my god, guys, especially when I was getting my oil, I was like, damn, on vacation. And I'm gonna be, oh my, like that song is gonna be my anthem right into next year. I'm gonna go for 2 whole weeks. So anyhow, I didn't like how it looked, so. Don't fall down the side of the mountain. They won't be, your give up won't be able to be on vacation then. Alright guys, now let's do this, just in case. That's exactly where this guy from Florida was, so what a perfect song, right? The song that I listened to going down to Florida, and then since I saw that Florida was here last year. No! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Stupid ass horsefly. If he goes in my car, he's gonna die. Do you know why? Well, he's gonna be dead by this evening, because he's gonna be burned to death. And he won't be able to eat at all. Starve him to death. So anyhow, guys, there's a bumblebee, so I gotta get going. But anyhow, guys, I can't relate to desperation. I give up. Are on vacation. Oh my gosh, that was my jam. Probably one of my, too bad I don't know how to figure out like my top 3 songs, but definitely top 3. Going down to Florida, and obviously everybody knows number 1. I was listening to it in Georgia, Miami. Party in the city where the heat is on, all night on the beach till the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. And then I can't do the, I don't know what language that one is. It's probably something close to Spanish, just by the way it's like, I looked up the lyrics. It was like B-U, and then I forget how, but it was something probably as close to Spanish, because obviously everybody knows in Spanish you use "es" a lot, and sometimes you can change words. So welcome to, so "to" might be B-E-U-N, or I think it was that, something like that. I'll post the thing here, but yeah, it was like, you know, na Miami, yeah. So anyhow, here comes a dang we'll wait for him to come by. Here he comes. Ready? I can't relate to desperation. I don't know if he wants to park here or what. No. Yeah, I was ready to move along because he lost his brakes. I wouldn't have gave 2 cares in the world about my car. I would have made a beeline down the hill. So anyhow, guys, I'll talk to everyone later. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, your girl is okay. So exacts change in box, and if you have a credit, please write the name. Oh, cool. Okay, so it says 6 for a dozen. That's it, guys. Only $6. Oh god, I'm gonna have to. Oh my. Wait. There we go. I'm just doing here. Okay, so I'm only getting 6. So. Okay, 5 and 6. You guys can see I'm paying. Right on in there. Alright. So now, $6 a dozen. Set my money under there. Down there. Alright guys, here we go. I don't know what that was all about. My gram texted me something. Alright guys, here we go. One, 2, 3, 4. I wish I could have you guys out here a little bit better. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Awesome. So, thanks for watching, guys. Here we go. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So here I am now in my polka dot. I'm very good at keeping everything kind of hidden, with my area being just a little bit lower. Very like these. So anyhow guys, this is polka dot and fruit. It's not a yellow polka dot bikini. Yeah, I know. Everybody knows that song, you know. It was an incy wincy beanie twink. Teeny weeny, there we go, yellow polka dot bikini. This is obviously white, but it's very cute. Definitely like it a lot. So now I'm going to put on, I'm going to do, so you guys can see, I'm going to do my practice. I'm going to have on the dull American flag. I'm going to have on these American flags, and we're going to see which one we like better, with the top being constant. And then I'm going to do, I never did a Valentine's bubble gum, so I'm going to do Valentine's bubble gum with you guys. And then, obviously, you know, key lime, so lime green, or key lime bubble gum. So, anyhow, guys, without further ado, let's get on this top here. That could have been really, really bad, guys. Well, not really, because I could have just, you know, bent down. I mean, you guys would have seen probably me bending down at around my maximum, right, bone. So, probably would have been a lot. But might be a little bit hard to tie. Oh, I'm gonna get it, guys. Oh my gosh, come on. Let's, there you go. Oh, I let it go. Wait, no, maybe? No, I didn't. Alright guys, Alright guys, it's not a big enough, it's not super big, but it is good enough. Good area still hidden down there pretty well. So here's my top done. Oh yeah, I really like them. They're really good at. So the white polka dot America. And also guys, if everybody's wondering, I do have a bobby pin back here. That's how I'm able to, there we go. So that'll be my, and then by the way, you guys probably just saw the backs on these, but this is the backs. They say that these are super cheeky, and I know I literally just talked about this in my video, but I'll say it again. I don't think they're that cheeky, so I am going to, you know, get these on here with you guys. Just throwing them across the room. Alright guys, so here's these then, you know, with the way, oh geez, with the way, yikes, you know, it's super low for me down there. You can literally have these and have enough barrier that people think that, you know, you have your area a little bit higher. Oh geez, that one major, always that major popping out down there. So yeah, here's these. I really like these a lot, so we'll do this. Alright, so there's those. Like I said, I definitely like, you know, how it grapples, you know, and is able to get into the minors and just make it look like a more higher up, you know, Tiffany, right? The Tiffany one that I talked about. What's her last name? Well, you guys will have to look back through my page. Yeah, because, oh yeah, look at it. You can just see it. I just like, whoo, swalla la la. Alright guys, so anyhow, let's move on to this one and see how this does. Which ones you guys like better. Jeez, Alyssa, don't be falling over getting into these. Oh geez, yep, there it is, wanting to swallow la la. Swallow la la. Gosh, guys. Guys, and that's just the... God, get out of the groove in there, dang. Holy cow. Alright guys, there you go. Now after all of that blurring, it wants to just get right on in that groove. I had to like... way on up with them. Holy cow. So here's these bottoms now. God. such a fight because it just wants to swallow into that one corner. Gosh, guys. So anyhow, guys, here's this then. I'm definitely gonna have to go with these bottoms here. I like these bottoms much, much, much better. With this top. Absolutely, hands down, guys. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get on. Okay, good. Gosh. It's like finally came out. It's not swallowing it anymore. So now I will go ahead and probably do bubblegum with you guys. Or I could do bubblegum vintage America. Because obviously everybody remembers. I don't know if anybody ever, you know, watched the progression of the American flag. But this is kind of like vintage. You know, remember how it used to have one big circle with just 13 stars, I think, was it? I'm going to have to actually look it up again. But this is kind of like the vintage, right? Like the old school America. This is like the newer stuff here. Except the swalla-la-la on that side. Look, like you have to like squeeze it out. Gosh. It's just like so just bang. Alright, guys. I'm gonna have to remember to just blur this whenever I first came in here. Like, look at it. It just wants to swallow it on that side. Gosh. Crazy, guys. Alright. So let me... Alright. And this is how I always have to do these, guys. And I'm not going to do it in front, but I have to bring it down and through, and then pull it up and squeeze it. So, it might take me a couple minutes. And then on this side, when you bring it up, see, look, it just slides right on up in there. It's ready to eat it on that side. Yeah, just give me a minute here, guys. Oh, I really like it, though, just looking at it from here. Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah. I really like this. Alright, guys, give me a couple minutes here. Let me actually head on over to this side. Okay, good. You guys can't literally see me at all. I think you might be able to see the... Okay. Alright, I think I got... Here comes the first tie. I think that second one is a little bit low. Alright, guys, let's see how I did. Oh, good, perfect. Jeez, there we go. Perfect, awesome. Nice, guys. Perfect. I love it. Woo! This makes it look like more of a center, like a big tutorial hood. Obviously, you guys can see I really like these. That's why I chose to do my final wildflower in these. If only, alright, so this time you can see, yep, and I can feel it. This was pulled up a little bit more in the, this side this time. Yeah, yep, there it is. Yep, yeah, I definitely got to get out of that major in there. Alright guys, there we go. Now that I finally got out of the major, and you know, there's a little bit more of a formative down there, but that's okay. I had to like rip it out of there. There we go. Now, here we go guys. Perfect, you know, bubblegum America. So I'll have to screenshot this here too. And then here's the back on these guys. Everybody obviously already knows the back. Oh wait, I'm out of range. There we go. Oh, and also me tying it. That's also what that added it. Because I can even just feel it here in the back as I'm pulling out. Yep, that's exactly what happened, guys. That's exactly why it's massively swallowing it down there. Yep, and now I finally got it all out. So now you can see a little bit more defined of, yeah, similar to, like I said, the photo. And here, I'll actually just do it in front of you guys while I can and show you guys. Because, hey, I'm trying to increase. Alright. So let's keep it rather tight and start the loop. Just about in line. Okay guys, so you can see, what is it? That amount open to, yeah, it's, yeah, it's still obviously swallowing up in there pretty much. Yeah, not really much in the back. It all has to come from the front. You guys literally just saw that. Adjusting it with the back, like 75% of the major, or, you know, the majors back there, it didn't really do much. So I have to go like this. But anyhow, guys, definitely really like this. Definitely do this again. Alright guys, so that's perfect there. Now I will go ahead and do in America in the back. Ooh. I'm sorry. A Valentine's bubblegum that I didn't do from my final wildflower. And by the way, my grandma's out there making strawberry shortcake for us. In case anybody was wondering. Wait. Okay. No, stop flipping around like that. Oh my gosh, Alyssa. Gosh. You seriously can't do that, girl. Alright guys, so I'm so sorry for that. I wanted you guys to see, you know, my entire progress of getting this top on. But I remembered you guys are over there a little bit because of the, yeah, because of these lights. Because look, so I try to have you guys here. Oh no, yeah, you guys can see at the very, very top. So obviously, and then my Miami's here a little bit. So anyhow, guys, here is this down here. Now, definitely. Alright, there we go. Holy cow. So here it is now. Valentine's bubblegum. So, very love the Valentine's bubblegum. Alright guys, so how much minutes are we at now? Holy cow, 16 minutes. That's awesome. So I guess I will call it a quits here. and then get my, watch this video quickly, add in this little snippet. Definitely know that I had to, you know, put on the, you know, blur out the blue American flags in the first half, and obviously turning around there. But it is absolutely amazing. Wait for it. Wait for it. There you go. Again, thanks for watching. This will be a good little 30-minute video. Tomorrow can be a little bit longer because it is Track Up the Mountain Tuesday. So anyhow, guys, talk to you guys later.